Welcome to section 4, in which I am given the lecturing related to the trickling filter, sequential batch reactor, and all these things. In the previous session, I am explaining the things related to the trickling filter. What is trickling filter? What is the principle involved in that particular? How it works? What is the details of the trickling filter and all these things. In this session, first, we are discussing about the what about the trickling filter troubles. Trickling filter troubles. Okay, the main troubles which may arises in the trickling filter is fly nuisance. It is occurs more frequently found in the low or standard rate filters. Okay, the main things that is related to that particular one is say to avoid the fly nuisance and all these things, we go for the flooding of the filter for 24 hours at a week. First thing. Second thing is chlorination of the filter media by applying the chlorine and all these things. And also, we may apply the larvicides to kill the bacteria and all these things like DDT and all these things. And also, it is possible to add the lime at this site. By that, it is possible to overcome the fly nuisance. Okay, next one is odor nuisance. Odor nuisance is mainly due to the anaerobic condition which may arises in that particular system. If aerobic process, no odor problem is there, no serious odor should be exist, foul odor are present. Anaerobic conditions are the most likely to be caused by that particular one. To overcome that particular one, maintain the well ventilated filter media. Okay, we are supply the water up to the maximum extent as per the requirement of the microbial activity. And also we go for recirculation of recirculation of aeration tank, recirculation of the sludge in the aeration tank. And also we apply the chlorination to the sludge before it go for settling, before we go for primary settling and all these things. And another one thing is ponding nuisance. It is due to the because of the it due to the what about the solids, suspended solids or any types of solids which are present in the system accumulate over within the voids which are present in the filter media. Once the voids which are present in the filter media are blocked due to the solids and all these things, then it reduces the filtration capacity, percolation capacity, and all these things. Avoid the entry of the all the wastewater as well as the media of wastewater and all these things. By that, it creates a unhygienic condition or anaerobic digestion. So, ponding uses and cause odor and decrease the filter efficiency. It is normally the result of it is occurs because of excessive organic loading without a higher recirculation rate. Means if the recirculation is more, then it is manageable. If the recirculation rate is less, then it may lead to the ponding nuisance. Use of media which is too small means if you are not using the required size of the filter media, size of the filter media is less than the void size is less, then automatically it may lead to the clogging of the voids occurs very quickly. As okay, and clogging of under drain system. So once again, under drain system should be designed such a way that the wastewater after treating in the filter media which may enter into that particular reach the clarifier without any disturbance and all these things. Non-uniform media size means the size of the media which is used for the trickle filter should be uniform one, should be uniform one. Trash or debris in the filter voids means if there is any suspended matters which are present in the particular system automatically which may clog the voids present in the media, by that ponding nuisance may be occurs. Okay, remedial measures usually we go for flushing with the firehouse or losing the aggregate. So if you are losing the aggregate by using the steel bars and all these things, reducing the strength of the input by recirculation means if they are goes on increasing the recirculation ratio, automatically strength of the influent is decreased. Okay, flooding of the filter once in a day means we go for at least once in a day we go for over flooding. By that, it is possible to avoid the clogging of the voids and all these things. Chlorination over that particular one means by adding the chlorine and all these things, stop the distributor over the percolated area. Means if it is ponding is occurs in the particular area, then you avoid the entry of the influent from the distributor or from the arm distributing arm and all these things. So this problem is related to the design of the clarifier and all these things in a trickling filter. The sewage flows from a primary settling tank to a standard rate trickling filter, a rate of 5 million liters per day, having a 5-day BOD of 150 mg per L. Determine the depth and volume of the filter, dropped with surface loading of 2500 liters per meter cube per day, and an organic loading of 165 gram per meter cube per day. Also determine the efficiency of the filter unit using NRC formula. In this problem is asking to find the what about the size of the surface area, size of the this one, depth and size of the filter media and all these things. Okay, in this is given the BOD 5-day. So from that you find out, and then volume of filter media is total BOD by organic loading, which come across for 4545.5 meter cube per meter cube. Required surface area is total flow by hydraulic loading. So we get 2000 meter square. Depth of the bed is the volume of the filter media divided by the surface area. We get 2.273 is the depth of the filter media required. Hence provide a depth of 2.3. It is 2.23, so more than that particular one. So usually we go for circular section. So we find out the dia a equals pi d square root 4. Using that one, we get 50.5 meter. Okay, and then it is round up to 50. And the actual surface area is 1960.5 meters square. So actual volume is area into depth. So which gives the 4516 meter cube. Actual organic loading equals you get 166.1 gram per meter cube per day, or in terms of kg, 0.161 kg per meter cube is the total or actual organic loading of the trickling filter. So next we pass on to the sequential batch reactor. Sequential batch reactor. Sequential batch reactor is also one of the things it is related to the conventional activated sludge process only. But the main advantage of this one is within the sequential batch reactor, we are completing the three items, means three steps. First one is equalization, aeration, as well as clarification is done in the simple batch reactor, simple or single batch reactor. This is the main advantage of that particular one. It is just like a activated sludge process only, but all this means all the three factors are considered or completed within the sequential batch reactor. Means reactor means all the it includes all the five steps. These things are conducted within a one reactor. So it is not require any equalization, it is not require any aeration, it is not require any clarification, clarifier. All the things are all the things are go through in the single batch reactor or single batch reactor. And also there is a modification is there. If you want to go for improving the removal efficiency and all these things, it may the intermediate cycle extended aeration system, ICAS, is the one of the newly developed or modified sequential batch reactor in which the flow reactor on the continuous basis, and also the baffle valves are introduced which may buffer this continuous flow. Okay, so there are steps are fill, reactor, settle, decant, and idle. So different steps are explained as it is in this slide. The fill, during fill, the influent wastewater is added to the biomass that was left in the tank from the previous cycle. It may be either be raw wastewater or primary effluent. Means here just we are adding the influent to the reactor. The length of the fill period depends upon the number of SBRs, whether it may be one reactor, two reactor, and all these things, the volume of SBR, and the nature of the flow of the waste source, which can be intermediate or continuous. Whether flow is continuous or intermediate, and also depending upon the treatment object, the film may be static, mixed, or aerated. Means the film is the amount of which influent which may enter into the reactor is mainly depending upon the so many factors. So it is continuous one or intermediate one, and all these things. React. During the react phase, biomass consumes its substrata under controlled environmental condition, whether it may be aerobic or anaerobic, depending upon the wastewater treatment. During aerated react, the organic matter oxidize and nitrification takes place. Here, another one advantage of a sequential bacterioreactor is it is possible to go for the oxidation of the organic matter as well as nitrification. Means what about the ammonia present in one? Otherwise, we may go for denitrification of the denitrification process also. If the mixed reaction is applied, denitrifying can be attained. Anaerobic conditions can also be achieved in the mixed reactor mode for the phosphorus removal also. Means it is used for the advanced treatment. Advanced treatment technology means for removal of the nitrogen as well as the phosphorus. The time dedicated to react can be high 50% of the total cycle time. Total cycle time is it includes all the five steps. All the five steps. Okay, settle. In the sequential batch reactor, solid separates takes place under the quiescent condition without inflow or outflow. Here there is no inflow and outflow. Once it is influent is enter into the reactor, and also at the same time the supernatant or treated one is removed from the reactor. So there is no without inflow and outflow condition in the tank. So which may have the volume more than the 10 times the secondary clarifier used for the conventional continuous flow activated sludge plant. Means size of this tank is 10 times more than the capacity of the clarifier which is used for the activated sludge process. The quiescent conditions developed give rise to the better solid separation than the conventional clarifier. Means here there is no inflow and outflow. Therefore, it is easy to develop or raise a better solid separation. Separation means separation of the microbes as well as the solids with respect to the inflow or wastewater. Okay, this phase normally lasts between zero point 0.5 to 1.2 hour to avoid solids blanket from the floating due to the gas buildup. Means it is carried out between zero point 0.5 to 1.5 hours. So draw. After the settle phase, the clarifier supernatant is discharged from the reactor as effluent. So here the supernatant after treating the wastewater is removed frequently from the reactor. The withdrawal mechanism may take one of the several forms including pipe fixed at some predetermined level with the flow regulated by an automatic level or pumping of an adjustable or floating weir at or adjust beneath the liquid surface. Means here number of pipes are introduced at the different intervals of time in terms of depth. So here supernatant after treating the particulum it is removed frequently or continuously by using the automatic control valves or pumping system depending upon the amount of wastewater which may treated under this condition. In any case, the withdrawal mechanism should be designed and operated in a manner that prevents floating material from being discharged. The time dedicated to draw can range from 5 to more than 30% of the total cycle. Here, what happened in the withdraw condition is the steps we withdraw or we are remove the supernatant after treating the wastewater in the there is a sequential batch reactor. So it is carried out at a different levels at different times depending upon the removal efficiency and all these things. Next, the time in draw, however, should not be overly extended because of possible problem with rising sludge. If it is time is extended, then automatically there may be a chances of sludge may rise. By that, it may create a nuisance and decreasing the efficiency of the treatment unit. Because once the sludge is rise, automatically it's mixed with the wastewater. By that, the capacity or the efficiency it may decreases. Okay, the period between draw and fill is termed as idle. This phase is most necessary when SBR is used with the continuous wastewater flow. Means idle means occurrence between draw and the fill steps. During this, treated effluent removed and the influent wastewater is added. In this step, some amount of the treated wastewater is removed from the system. At the same time, some amount of the influent is entered into the particular system. This is an important phase where we are doing the both in removing the treated water, treated wastewater from the system as well as we are adding the influent in that particular system. And the main advantages of this sequential batch reactor is applicability, mainly where we are actually applicable for sequential batch reactor means the flow rate is up to 5 mld. If the flow rate is up to 5 mld, in such a case, we may adopt sequential batch reactor. And the land area required is less. Land area required is less. And also it is easily modified. Otherwise, it may easily extended for the removal of next nitrates or any extended things. Means it is easily extended for modification or enhance the capacity of the treatment plant and all these things. Then it is easy to extend that particular system. And also it is for usually it is cost effective one. It is cost effective one. And also it is used to the and also the some of the advantages of this system is it is then operating is very flexible one. Operation is very flexible one and controlled one. Controlled one. And also the sludge which is developed is very less. The sludge which is developed in this system is very less. And also all the treated all the system, all the treatment is achieved in a single reactor, means equalization, aeration, and all these things and clarification is done in a single reactor. The main disadvantage of this one is the higher level of sophistication is required in terms of machineries as well as maintenance and all these things. High level of sophistication is required in this particular system. See, moving bed bioreactor. Moving bed bioreactor. The moving bed bioreactor is highly effective in biological treatment process that was developed on the basis of conventional activated process and biofilter process. So here in this in this what they go for usually it is also extension of the conventional activated sludge process. In this case, they are using the plastic carriers instead of the solid structure, so bricks, this one core segregate and all these things. They are using the plastic carriers having a more surface area, having a more surface area. So once the more surface area, then automatically the optimal contact of water, oxygen, and the bacteria is increased. So once the oxygen, bacteria, and H2O is increased, by that the efficiency of the particular system is increased. And also due to the once the organic matters, microbes, and all these things come in contact with the plastic carrier, they are making a system such a way that by the aeration, naturally by aerially, the mechanical carriers are moving in and around the particular system. Okay, the moving of the plastic carrier is done by the process of aeration and all these things. So here the use of the bulk where exactly this system is adopted, it means used for the bulk of pollution load must be disposed of, means to reduce the cost of the treatment plant. If you want to reduce the cost of the treatment plant, we may go for moving bed bioreactor. And also in some of the place where the regulations is not strict or stringent one. Okay, regulations of the disposal of the wastewater is not stringent one, then also we may use the moving bed bioreactor system. Moving bed bioreactor system. So here the advantage of that particular system is it increase the capacity as well as the efficiency of the existing wastewater. If you want to increase the capacity and efficiency of the existing wastewater, then also we go for moving bed bioreactor. So the size is minimum one, and also the energy consumption is also less in this case. Another advantage of this one is the moving bed bioreactor is the energy requirement is also very less. And also it removes the organic matter, nitrogen, nitrates, as well as it is used for denitrification, as well as it is used for denitrification. And also it is comes under the advanced wastewater treatment, advanced wastewater treatment, and all these things. Okay, so here it is a completely mixed and continuously operated biofilm reactor where the biomass is grows on a small carrier elements. What I am explained earlier, that have a little higher density than the water and are kept in a moving along with the water stream inside the reactor. Moving can be achieved by aeration or mechanical aerator or natural aeration. The movement inside the reactor can be caused by the aeration in an aerobic reactor or maybe mechanical stirrer in the anaerobic reactor. MBBR process high have many excellent such as high biomass, high COD loading, strong tolerance to loading impact, relatively smaller reactor, and no sludge buckling problem is arises. These are some of the advantages. Okay, there are present more than 400 large scales of wastewater treatment plants based on the process in operation in 22 different countries all over the world. So nowadays they are prefer the MBBR because it is advanced one and it is easy to operate and it is easy to extend the particular one and also cost effective one and all these things. During the past decade, it has been successfully used for the treatment of many industrial effluent. Also, another one advantage is it is possible to use for the industrial wastewater, including pulp and paper industry, waste poultry, processing waste, cheese factory waste, refinery and slaughterhouse waste, phenolic wastewater, dairy wastewater, and municipal wastewater. The another advantage of this one is it is possible to treat for the even for the industrial wastewater, including the municipal wastewater. So recently, the moving bed bioreactor has brought increased research interest in practice for removal of biodegradable organic matter and its application has undergone various degree of modification and development. Moreover, as a carrier used as MBI is playing a crucial role in system performance, choosing the most efficient carrier could enhance the MBI performance. Hence, the scientists have been looking for the appropriate carrier which has not costly and has suitable surface for microbial means. The main thing we are taking into consideration for design of the MBBR is the what about the type of the carriage, plastic carriage we are using. So the surface area is increased automatically. The biofilm contact is increased. Once the biofilm contact is increased, by that the removal efficiency is also increases. So the scientists are searching for the carriage or plastic carriage such that it is more effective one, cost effective one in terms of cost as well as in terms of treatment. It is more efficient one. The main aim of the study is to evaluate the specific MBBR with polythene media as biofilm support carrier in terms of organic matters removal along with the nutrient removal and microbial growth and activity. The main purpose of this one is to just to increase the removal efficiency and all these things by adopting the suitable plastic carrier. Plastic carrier. So advantage of the moving bed bioreactor biofilm process are compact units with small size means land area requires less, increase the treatment capacity means it is possible to increase the treatment capacity for the existing one, complete solid removal. The removal of solids is more when compared to any other treatment. Improved settling characteristics means the solids which are present in wastewater are settled as quickly as possible. Operation at higher suspended biomass concentration resulting in long sludge retention times, enhancing process stability. Means these are some of the advantages of that particular one. For that, MBBR is a new technology which is commonly used for the removal of the organic matters, nutrients, and all these things. Some of the MCQs are explained in this slides. Okay, so first one is dash combines aeration basin and secondary clarifier into a single unit means it is sequential batch reactor. What does SBBR stands for? Sequential batch reactor means it is D and SBR operates dash process. It is batch process. When the aeration system shut off, the basin begins to perform as a secondary clarifier. Dash provides a dual purpose of providing DO and mixing of mixed liquor and wastewater. It is considered aeration for rock packed low rate tricking filter. What is the hydraulic loading is assumed it is 1 to 4 meter cube per meter square per meter square day. For rock type high filtration rate tricking filter, what would be the organic loading rate assumed? It is 0.22 to 2.4 kg of BOD per meter cube day. The BOD after the filtration of the sewage from the low rate tricking filter is around 80 to 90%. The removal of BOD is independent of the loading conditions in the infiltration process. It is false. The hydrogen sulfide gas formed during the filtration of sewage can be removed by the chlorination. The chlorination is one of the method of removing the hydrogen sulfide, means the clogging of filter media and all these things. So thank you.